Hello and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you quick and crisp 100 news and updates from the country and the world in just 30 minutes. Let's begin. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi hit out at the opposition, saying he appreciated their resolve to remain in the opposition for a long time. He was replying on last week's motion of thanks in the parliament. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also said his government will return for a third term in which India will emerge as the third largest economic power in the world. He called it Modi's guarantee. In the proceedings of the lower house of the Indian Parliament, Jammu and Kashmir Local Bodies Law Amendment Bill 2024 in Lok Sabha was also introduced. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented a statement of estimated receipts and expenditure of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir for the year 2024-25. The Public Examinations Prevention of Unfair Means Bill 2024 was also introduced in Lok Sabha. The bill aims at curbing leaks and organised cheating in public examinations and entrance tests such as NEET, JEE and CUET. Religious leaders representing various minority sections were in the parliament on Monday to meet India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar. A parliamentary delegation from Suriname is visiting India. Chairman of the National Assembly of Suriname, Marinus B., held talks with Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla in New Delhi today. Suriname's delegation also met Indian Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar. Marinus B. described India as a great democratic country. Indian Parliament paid tributes to the President of the Republic of Namibia, Dr. Hage Geingob, who passed away on Sunday. The Deputy Prime Minister of Fiji, Biman Prasad, is in Delhi on a week-long visit to India. He will meet India's External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, as well. Biman Prasad is also scheduled to visit Ayodhya on the 8th of February. He is the first foreign leader to visit Ayodhya after the Pran Pratishtha or the consecration ceremony that took place on 22nd of January. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar met Sri Lanka's National People's Power Party leader Anura Kumara Disanayanke on Monday and discussed bilateral relationship. Dr. S. Jaishankar affirmed that with its neighbourhood first and Sagar policies, India would always be a reliable friend and trusted partner of Sri Lanka. The budget session for the year 2024-25 of the Northern State of Uttar Pradesh State Assembly commenced today. The budget is billed to be the biggest so far in the history of the state. In the Assembly of Eastern Indian State of Jharkhand, Champai Soren-led government won the trust vote with the support of 47 MLAs. The Commonwealth Attorneys and Solicitor General Conference concluded in New Delhi on Sunday. It covered diverse themes which aims to address collective global concerns. The second India Energy Week is taking place in coastal state of Goa from the 6th till the 9th of February. The focus of India Energy Week is sustainable energy. India's National Centre for Seismology has reported that the East Garo Hills in the northeastern Indian state of Meghalaya experienced an earthquake measuring 3.5 on the Richter scale on Sunday. Election Commission of India has issued strict directives regarding use of children in any elected-related activities, conveyed zero tolerance towards use of children in any manner during elections. Indian Space Agency has announced that women robot astronaut called Vyomitra will fly into space ahead of ISRO's ambitious Gaganyaan mission that will be India's first human-manned space flight carrying Indian astronauts into space. Amid profit booking from upper levels across the market, Indian markets closed with a decline. Sensex fell 354 points and closed at 71,731. While Nifty fell 82 points and closed at 21,771. Nifty Bank fell 145 points and closed at 45,825. Huge rise in LIC shares as it crossed 1,000 rupees for the first time. Market cap reaches 6.42 lakh crore rupees, which is 94% return in 10 months. Asian shares fell on Monday and the dollar climbed after a robust US jobs report that dashed any expectations of a near-term interest rate cut from the Federal Reserve. China's blue chip index eased 0.12%, having touched a fresh 5-year low last week. Hong Kong's Hang Seng index fell 0.5% in early trading. In an update of its forecast for major economies, the Paris-based OECD left its 2025 global estimate unchanged at 3%. World economic growth is expected to ease from 3.1% in 2023 to 2.9% this year, which is better than the 2.7% expected rate in November. South Korea and Saudi Arabia on Sunday signed a memorandum of understanding to expand defense cooperation as Seoul looks to ink further arms sales in the region. Russian government said it welcomed a $5.2 billion deal separating the Russian assets of technology company Yandex into a Russian-owned entity. The deal would see the country's largest technology player, Yandex, fall entirely under Russian ownership and cement its departure from the Western tech circles. Russian government was engaged in negotiations with Yandex for around 18 months to try and spin off its Russian businesses from Yandex NV, which is its Dutch parent company. The Kremlin warned the West that any attempt to use frozen Russian assets as collateral to raise funds for Ukraine would be illegal and also undermine the entire global economic system. Samsung Electronics chairman J.Y. Lee was found not guilty of accounting fraud and stock manipulation by a Seoul court. Samsung's chairman case pertained to a 2015 merger of Samsung affiliates that prosecutors said was designed to cement his control of the tech group. At least 10 police personnel were killed and 6 others injured in a pre-dawn attack by militants on a police station in northwest Pakistan. Militants attacked the police station early morning with sniper fire and then entered the building in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. Georgia State Security Service seized a clandestine shipment of explosives bound for the Russian city of Voronezh from the Ukrainian port of Odessa. The Kremlin declined to say whether or not Russian President Vladimir Putin would grant an interview to the U.S. journalist Tucker Carlson or whether he was in Moscow. President Nayib Bukele was declared the winner of El Salvador's national elections in a landslide victory, claiming some 80% of the preliminary votes. New Zealand government ministers were heckled by protesters and their speeches drowned out by song as they arrived in the town of Waitangi for anniversary celebrations of the signing of New Zealand's founding document. U.S. President Joe Biden took his re-election pitch to Nevada voters as part of a 2-day stop in the 2024 battleground state ahead of Tuesday's Democratic primary. Australia said it is appalled at the decision of a Chinese court to hand Australian writer Yang King-chun a suspended death sentence 5 years after he was first detained in China. China's foreign ministry said that Australian writer Yang King-chun is guilty of espionage and was given the death sentence with a 2-year suspension. Multiple political factions in Iraq have issued statements demanding the withdrawal of U.S. forces from Iraqi territory following the U.S. military airstrikes, with some militia groups declaring their intention to take action against the U.S. force. Yemenis have condemned the U.S.-British airstrikes on Yemen and describes them as a brutal intervention into regional affairs. Russia warded off 9 attacks from the Ukrainian army in multiple directions, destroyed armored vehicles, infantry fighting vehicles, and 1 ammunition depot and a fuel depot as well. Ukraine claimed that over the past 24 hours, 59 combat clashes occurred at a battle line, and its armed forces continued their offensive operations in 6 directions, destroying 1 Russian cannon, 1 Kh-59 missile, and 13 drones as well. The U.S. released a video footage of strike launches from its Navy ships on Iranian-backed Houthi targets. Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley took the stage for a rally at her home state of South Carolina. Haley made sharp remarks about Joe Biden and Donald Trump's age. Texas Governor Greg Abbott also vowed to defy the Biden administration and maintain state control of a U.S. border hotspot as long as it takes. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak met with the newly elected First Minister of Northern Ireland, Michelle O'Neill, in Belfast. Britain's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said strikes on Yemen's Houthis were self-defense against groups' continued targeting of commercial ships and warships in the Red Sea. Britain's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said Northern Ireland will have a brighter future with the restoration of default government after 2 years of deadlock. The Israeli army released footage of Hamas facilities in Gaza's Khan Yunis, where weapons were also found. Families of Israeli hostages held by Hamas protested on Sunday night outside Tel Aviv's Defense Ministry building, demanding their immediate release. Senegalese President Macky Sall has announced that February the 25th vote would be delayed to an unspecified date due to dispute over candidates' list. Security forces in Senegal detained presidential candidate Anta Babacar on Sunday near a protest against the postponement of the 25th of February scheduled elections. Tear gas was used to disperse a small crowd protesting in the Senegalese capital Dakar against the postponement of presidential elections. A thick layer of snow covered India's northern town of Shimla, with mercury dropping to as low as 1 degree Celsius. Tourists enjoy heavy snowfall in the high hills of Manali in Himachal Pradesh as the first snowfall of the season brought cheers to the residents and the tourists. India's National Centre for Seismology reported 3.5 Richter scale earthquake in northeastern state of Meghalaya on Sunday. Thick fog blanketed the outskirts of Pakistan's second biggest city, Lahore, drastically reducing visibility. Footage released by Oregon State Police showed a car skidding off a rain-soaked road and nearly crashing into the people. Heavy rainfall and strong winds pounded much of California on Sunday, knocking out power for 900,000 homes. Forecasters have predicted heavy rainfall and hurricane-force winds in most of California, threatening floods, mudslides, and power outages. Road icing led to hold-up of vehicles on multiple expressways in central China's Hubei province over the weekend, with a total of 249 expressway toll gates being closed in the province. Japan's meteorological agency forecasted heavy snow in the Greater Tokyo area from Monday afternoon to Tuesday, with many commuters rushing home early. A 5.2 magnitude earthquake jolted coast of northern Peru last night on Sunday. In India, 14 children on the autism spectrum made waves in sea swimming expedition as they swam 165 kilometers over 4 days for the world record sea swimming expedition. The extraordinary expedition undertaken by children on the autism spectrum is registered with the World Records Union, the Asia and India Book of Records. Streets of Kolkata in the Indian state of West Bengal played host to a spectacular event as the much-anticipated vintage car rally of 2024 unfolded with grandeur. The Ras Leela, dance of divine love and passion, an important part of India's Manipuri culture, group of dancers showcased its premiere performance of Nitya Ras in Imphal. The Copenhagen Light Festival, an annual event, features art installations, sculptures and projections will illuminate the city until the 25th of February. Artists from Denmark and around the world have participated, and visitors can participate in walking and cycling tours focusing on different themes. Parisians have approved a threefold increase in parking charges for large SUVs, aiming to make the city a fully bikeable one. In Brazil, pooches dressed as Minnie Mouses and other fancy canines participated in Rio's annual Pooch Parade on February the 4th at Copacabana Beach. The Canine Carnival is part of Rio's annual celebrations filled with Brazilians and tourists from around the world. Human carnival competitions will take place from the 9th till the 17th of February. Mexicans are gearing up for Lunar New Year with a dragon costume contest, aiming to better understand Chinese zodiac culture and celebrate Spring Festival with Chinese people. French President Emmanuel Macron shared a video of his exceptional India trip. Prime Minister Narendra Modi responded to the video saying that Macron's visit will boost India-France ties. Music's biggest night of the year, the 66th Grammy Awards, took place on Monday in California's Los Angeles. India took the limelight as musicians Shankar Mahadevan and Zakir Hussain's fusion band Shakti bagged the Best Global Music Album Award for the album called This Moment. The group also features guitarist John McLaughlin, vocalist Shankar Mahadevan, percussionist V. Selva Ganesh and violinist Ganesh Rajgopalan. Zakir Hussain also won the Best Global Music Performance for Project Pashto. Besides Shakti, India's flautist Rakesh Chaurasia also won 2 awards, which are Global Music Performance and Contemporary Instrumental Album. Taylor Swift made Grammy history by winning her 4th Album of the Year award for Midnights, the most by any artist across the history. She also picked up Best Pop Vocal Album. Billie Eilish claimed Song of the Year for What Was I Made For, while Miley Cyrus took Record of the Year for Flowers. R&B and pop singer Victoria Monet took home the Best New Artist. Rapper Jay-Z was honored with the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award. Winners were chosen by musicians, producers, engineers and others who make up the Recording Academy. Indian actor Varun Dhawan's VD18 is titled Baby John, and the makers have unveiled the same through a powerful teaser. The film is scheduled for the 31st of May release. The trailer of Varun Grover's directorial debut All India Rank was released today. The film captures struggle of IIT aspirants and will be released in theatres on 23rd of February. In cricket, Team India defeated England by 106 runs in the second test at Visakhapatnam on Monday to level the 5-match series by 1-1 as of now. Jasprit Bumrah was named the man of the match for his overall 9 wickets in the test, with his match figures being the second best for an Indian seamer against England. New Zealand's Rachin Ravindra slammed his maiden double century to help New Zealand post Mehmet's 511 runs in first innings against South Africa, which in the first test match at Mount Maunganui. Shorabot starred with both bat and the ball for Australia as they completed a series victory over West Indies with an 83-run victory in the second ODI at the Sydney Cricket Ground on Sunday. In hockey, India lost its second game in a row in Women's FIH Pro League with a 3-1 defeat to world number 1 Netherlands. World Soccer governing body FIFA unveiled the schedule for the 2026 World Cup at a glittering ceremony in Miami, City of the United States. The marquee tournament will kick off on the 11th of June in Mexico City, with the New Jersey hosting the finale on 19th of July 2026. Alessandro Garnacho netted twice after Rasmus scored on his 21st birthday at Old Trafford as Manchester United beat West Ham by 3-0 to climb above the visitors into 6th place in the Premier League on Sunday. Arsenal spiced up an already intriguing Premier League title race as they beat lackluster leaders Liverpool by 3-1 to slice the gap to 2 points and move into the second spot. Inter Milan took firm control of the Serie A title race by winning Sunday's highly anticipated clash with Juventus by 1-0 and moving 4 points clear of their closest rivals. And Joaquin Niemann of Chile sank a birdie putt on the 4th playoff hole to defeat Sergio Garcia of Spain and win Live Golf Mayakoba in the Dock on Sunday in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere. Keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.